lesson, and hopefully today's session, today's class, we are going to talk about standards. We're going to talk about networking types, networking technologies too, and hopefully by next week I will be able to finish the syllabus. All physical centers. Well, we are almost coming towards the end of the lesson, and we have to go through a couple of questions. And information system chapter has to be commenced, okay, in and out. Happy to see you all back again. Yet also we are going on with the paper series. I have uploaded the merit paper 4 in our Google Drive. So quick information regarding our paper series. So under paper series, we are also going on with our merit papers on weekly basis. Don't miss this, okay? It's very much useful, and also you don't know the value of it because put the at the end, okay, you see the total value as a whole, okay, as a whole it is valuable, right? So eto kota metaning okay, under this paper series, mama hammer paper paper ekai discussion ekai paper, and the discussion has been uploaded. So merit paper 4 also has been uploaded, inshallah, which I'll be doing it on our next week. So Wednesdays 10:30 onwards, we are keeping for these merit papers for y'all, completely free, exclusively, okay, free for y'all. Podda weekly 2 times per day. Right, so make recordings එකත් ඔයගලන්ට බලා ගන්න පුළුවන් in our YouTube community. Okay, so in your YouTube community, if you go to the merit paper series, okay, if I go to YouTube Studios, okay, if I go to YouTube Studios, if I go to the contents and playlist, yep, you will be able to see this. All these merit paper discussions 1 to 2.1 and 3. Next week, okay, we will be also doing our fourth merit paper too. So don't miss these out, okay, completely free. Inform your friends too. Balanda end views that normally happens. Those who will have to stay consistency. மனசாட்சி இதாடா உங்களுக்கு. Okay, start working harder. So මගේ side එක ඔයගලන්ට ඔක්කොම දෙන්න පුළුවන් තරම්, okay, keep working towards your goals, okay? Miss කරගන්න එපා. පොඩ්ඩ තමයි කරන්නේ, but highly effective series of our merit class. Right, so let's get started. Okay, today's class we have to go through with our networking lesson. Senior badge ki Varunama, I'm planning to have couple of seminar series for y'all. Okay, complete seminar series ganda plan karna. 1 minute, Raja, give me a minute. Right. Okay. So what time the session is ending? Ending when the start 2 hour session. Okay. Right. So networking, okay, let's get into the last part. Okay, let's get started. Also, I have uploaded the recordings of our all series free recordings as usual every month. Okay, we are providing. So this month, okay, we are providing the lesson recording of concepts of ICT. So September month, okay, we gave the recordings of operating system. So mixing it in, right? This month, okay, we are providing you the recordings of concepts of ICT recordings. Not only that, networking recording are also available. You all won't be studying, so put the anybody those who missed our operating system session, you all have a chance to watch the recordings, check the tunes also, get the tunes, okay, place the order, and you can get the tunes and start studying. चलो कोट අමාරුවක් නෑ. So මේ වගේ හැම lesson එකක්ම ඉවර වෙනකොට we will be also providing you with the lesson recordings. Also planning to have an examination in this month. Once we complete networking, I'll keep you all updated on that. Okay, so those are the couple of information. So let's get started into our lesson for today. Okay, last class we went up to the cables, transmission modes, transmission noises, and errors are there. Today's class I'm planning to start off with the section called as yeah, I'm planning to go through from here onwards because physical class kara. So this is for the physical class students la tekkana hinda. Planning to start off with the section on today from ISP. So we'll continue with this. There is no connection between the previous one. So I'll continue with the ISP part and next class ke ithuru karla past paper state karakena ivara kala. Physical class students note for y'all. Okay. We are doing errors. Yeah, this section එක මේ section එක තමයි තියෙන්නේ. මේ part එක මම next class එක කරන්නම් online people ලට. Physical students I'll do it in our next class this error section. So I'll start with ISP කොහෙද පොඩක් මැදින් because එක පොඩක් එහෙටත් නැතුව මෙහෙටත් නැතුව completely a new section එකත් එක්ක කරන්නම් ISP. So shall we get into this part? So from here I'll finish it. Physical class එක මැද gap එක ඉවරනොත් syllabus එක ඉවරයි. Nice. Right, page number 97. So ISP is the service provider who provides internet communication, internet connection to all of us. So basically he provides like a rental services to all their infrastructures. Okay, so we do have ISPs like Dialog. Okay, we have Mobitel, right, Etisalat, Airtel. Okay, Dialog, I think they have taken the major couple of service provider services. So it can be wired or wireless. All internet communication comes through a single submarine cable. So me submarine cable lekin thamai internet in Sri Lanka. Okay, so we have a network of submarine cables. This submarine cable, we have couple of different cables are there. For Sri Lanka, you do get internet access from two locations. One is from Panadura, Ratmalana, Panadura, Dehiwala, and area in our signal cable lekak. And then from Gaul Matra line we are getting it. So one of the strongest cable you get it is from SLT lagetinwa. We have Digaru kilatino, Bharat Lanka kilatino. Okay, then we do have CMW5. Okay, these cables are there. Now many cables like owners la baluat. Okay, we have Sri Lankan Telecom. So Telecom takes the major upper hand. Okay, so major upper hand of network connectivity. Let's see who are the service providers do they get. CMW5 Sri Lanka. Okay. Okay, submarine network. Okay, මෙතනින් බලා ගන්න පුළුවන් Asia වල ගිහිල්ලා. Now this is one of the cables, CMW5. CMW5 king, these are the two ports which we get it from Matare one port, and then there are around 6 ports are there in 8 ports are there in Panadura area. බලන්න SLT අරන් තිනවා 1යි 2යි 3යි 4යි 5ක් අරන් තිනවා. So SLT almost taken 5 different network links from CMW5 service provider. Now who is that provider? I think that's also a company. Let's see. CMW5 cable එක හදලා තියෙන්නේ service provider ඇවිල්ලා CMW5. I think it owners are from multiple countries. Bangladesh එකක් තියෙනවා, China තියෙනවා, Myanmar තියෙනවා, Telecom තියෙනවා, Sri Lanka Telecom, Yemen Telecom, Egypt Telecom, Malaysia, Indonesia, Transworld, Center D. Do is Dubai. Center 3 kilikatin. What is the Center 3? Center 3 is also from Middle East. Egolangi CMC Network Private Limited. Okay. So Dialog uses only 1-2 connections. Mount Lavania Kai, Malabe Kai they are using. Tata uses Sri Lankan IDC. Tata Sri Lanka IDC use karanne mona language. Okay, Tata is also using the Sri Lankan network. They have taken their own. From Tata also, I think they do give it for other businesses. Indian businesses. Tata lagi ano, Viva yokko ne. Tata lagi ano, share networks. Tata is providing it for demo. Ne. Tata is also expanding in a country, I think in countries. Tejas network here. Some data centers may be yeah, Sri Lankan again. Okay. So data centers. So these are basically a small story about ISP, Internet Service Provider, who provides okay internet services to its users. Good. Nice. Internet service providers to its users. So role of an ISP, okay, internet service provider who act as a medium and provide internet connection. So basically he connects the one side client the other side is the server. So basically ISP is the road. He puts the road and give it you to connect in there. So they are the people who are charging money is the ISP. මෙතන free මේ services වෙලා subscription අපි වෙනම ගන්නවා මේක free but then a subscription වලට අපි වෙනම pay කරනවා ඒක වෙනයි but then ISP is the one who will be charging for the infrastructure. Okay, ISP do provide in different 3 types of services. Okay, let's see the role. Medium, connect customers, connecting information, allow users to use the services, allow voice transmission, and protects the entire network. ISP also provide in multiple services. They do have broadband service, they do have fiber service, dial-up service, 4G. Okay, couple of services are there. So make your fiber optics, which uses fiber cable powered by fiber cables. Right. Also, you take dial-up connection. Dial-up is ADSL connection. These are analog connections. Old network, now we don't use it. ADSL, asymmetric digital subscriber line. These are copper connections. Then we do have 4G, that is a wireless connection. Broadband කියන්නේ you combine multiple channels together. Narrow band broadband So you use a single cable, and in this cable they transfer different services. TV, internet, internet, and telephone call. So all these 3 goes through a single cable, and we call it as what? Broadband communication. Okay, use broadband communication will combine all of them and send through a single cable, and they have to send it through a splitter to connect into different devices. Okay, so POTV connect router connect telephone line connect so who is the device who divides all these signals and give? Splitter. Splitter is a device who splits the signal. So broadband communication you are capable of sending multiple channels in a single cable. Okay, a splitter is a device, it will split. A splitter is a device used to split the cable signal if the signal has been sent to 2 or more devices. So splitter is capable of dividing the signal strength. Signal like a kadanda. So that's what a splitter is all about. So ISP do provide services in different way. Fiber optics, ADSL, dial-up, 4G, and then broadband communication. Broadband communication ke 4G teno 5 teno. Broadband communication so na you combine multiple channels together. Combine channels. Combine different channels, okay, and you separate those channels using a splitter. So check this out in here. From the telephone exchange you get the internet access using a splitter. One cable goes to the router, one cable goes to the phone. So what does the splitter does? It is splitter does something called as frequency division multiplexing. Now normally ADSL frequency division, okay, frequency division. So what happens is a signal එකේ ඇවිල්ලා ඒගොල්ලෝ තුනකට නැත්නම් හතරට කඩා ගන්නවා. ඒ spectrum එක signal spectrum එක frequency වලට කඩා ගන්නවා. Okay, example like this. You have it in this way. In frequency division, normally a cable, a communication that happens in a cable will say, okay, using a copper cable, this is a copper cable, and this communication from one tower to another tower. May communication goes through this cable. May cable like you send electricity. You can send electricity in different frequencies. Okay, it's like different speed. Okay, it goes up to 1 megahertz when kayanawa. So in ADSL, what they do it is they put all these three things together. So broadband is all about what? Broadband is all about sending TV, internet, and call. You send all these three in one single cable. So how it is possible? In this way. In a signal spectrum, okay, you divide that signal spectrum into different hertz. From 300 to 4000 hertz, they send voice. So it won't mess it up. The first, it's like in an FM, you tune the FM ki andago ika tune karan different channels are there, okay, and then from 26 kilohertz to 138 upstream, this is uploads. Downstream click and download. You can either increase and decrease this download upload. Basically, okay, the splitter does it. Splitter divides from the frequency and send it to the relevant devices. So if you get a phone call that is from 300 to 400 hertz, if the frequency goes beyond it from 26 kilohertz to 1.1 megahertz, it goes to the router. You all have to draw this, Raja. So in short, let's summarize it again. Okay, a person who provide internet service for us is ISP. ISP can have their services in different ways, as 4G, as fiber optics, or as ADSL communication. Okay, where 4G is wireless and these two are wired. Okay, all of them are capable, this wired communication, okay, they are capable of transferring broadband communication. Wired network, well, they are using broadband, so they are capable of transferring call, TV, and internet in the same cable. Okay, so what they do it is they do something called as what? A technique of frequency division multiplexing. They do a technique of frequency division multiplexing to send all these signal. These signal would be divided by a device known as a splitter. A splitter is a device which will divide all these signals together based on the frequency. Understood? Sounds okay? All good? Simple. Did I make a summary? Internet service provider. So they do provide internet service for us as a rental. So we pay it on monthly, weekly basis. Now, For an example, then towers were at current Giyam most of the time, how are we still able to have 4G, 3G connection if there is no current? In those crisis season, we didn't have petrol. So petrol නැති වෙලාවත් okay, still 4G and 3G we were able to have a perfect connectivity. කොහොමද? These service providers, okay, they were buying fuel, okay, separately fuel අරන් ඇවිල්ලා they were putting it for all the towers. හැම tower එකේම they were having generators දාලා tower එක close වෙන්නේ නැතුව run කරනවා. So every tower has a generator. Backup generator තියෙනවා. එහෙම generator එක off වුණොත් ඒ area එකට signal නැති වෙනවා. Okay, so that's how we have the communication. Yes, you have to copy down this, Raja. Happy, done, completed, nice. Perfect. Done, 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 and dusted. Nice. Okay, good. So the next one is going to be regarding the quality of service. So can we have the image it again? Yes, yes, yes. People wanted to copy it down once more, so why not? Okay. Next one is going to be regarding the quality of service. So how do you measure the ISP quality? ISP internet service providers like a quality එක කොහොමද බලන්නේ, right? So normally when you go to a restaurant, okay, අපි restaurant එකට ගියාම ඒ food එකේ restaurant එකේ quality එක කොහොමද බලන්නේ? Anyone who have gone to a recent restaurant experience which is worse, okay, anyone who have a worse experience of going to a restaurant recently? I'll share mine. I went to one hotel in Harbour. Okay, Gila dinner was in the jungle out. Okay, in the outdoor dinner solid. Nalada inch, alada inchi. Sapadu muk. I don't know. Okay, into pachamari potu. We didn't have the dinner. We were only eating the roti the whole day in there. Okay, so it was like utter shit in it. Okay, the English set out the food type of video. Maybe the food type. Okay, we didn't like eat it at all. Anyone who have an experience of eating and food like that? Good. No. Okay. So internet service providers like a quality ka measure karanda, we use different technique. ISPs like a quality, internet quality. We use three factors to determine the quality. One, bandwidth. Two, latency. And three, jitter. So the amount of data that we do get it. Amount of data that we do get it is this. Okay, how much of data do we get it? Right? First thing is known as the latency. Latency is basically the how fast the data can travel. How fast the data can travel. Latency එකක් කියලා කියන්නේ. So මේක තමයි speed එක determine කරන්නේ. So we measure in megabits per second, kilobits per second, megabits per second, gigabits per second කියලා we gigabits per second කියලා measure කරන්නේ in terms in here. Good. ඊට පස්සේ in this traveling, the amount of data that you travel, we call it as the bandwidth. Okay, that is the data rate. How much of data? 20 megabits per second, 40 kilobits per second, 5 gigabits per second. Bandwidth. There will be a small tap here which will reduce the internet speed, and we call it as the jitter. Jitter. Jitter is basically the variation, or else we call it as the delay. Okay, variation of the output. Delay is known as the jitter. So the amount of data that is being transmitted is known as the bandwidth. Okay, the latency is basically the speed. Jitter is the delay. Lagging lagging is basically refers to as the jitter case. Bandwidth, the maximum rate at which the data can be transmitted over the network, bits per second. Latency, the time delay between the transmission of the signal and its reception. It's measured in milliseconds. How it affect the queue data on low latency is a crucial in there. So the time delay between the transition is the how fast the data can travel. The variability of the packet arrives in the network. It is often caused in the network congestion, timing drift, route changes. High jitter can lose leads to a problem in application that require consistent data flow such as streaming on VoIP. So delay jitter, latency how fast. Okay, bandwidth we call it as the data rate that the data been transmitted. Once you go to a website called as speedtest.net, speedtest.net, you can really measure the internet speed. So right now my internet speed it will give you the internet speed. So this is my bandwidth. So this is the latency, megabit per second, and the bandwidth is 18.50, 40, 30. This is my bandwidth. 19.28 megabit per second. This is my bandwidth. Megabit per second is my latency, and ping 16 variation. Okay, so this is my ping rate, idle latency. Latency. Okay, this is the download latency, upload latency. Overall difference. So right now practically karla penwa. So this is my megabit per second latency, bandwidth, latency. See, latency jitter. Jitter and bandwidth both same. Jitter and latency both same. Okay, a delay kar measure karani in terms of jitter. It's almost towards same topics. Okay, good. So can you explain me briefly about the packet which is mentioned on the jitter? Jitter is something like the delay, Raja. Now, for an example, okay, are you going through? Okay, let's assume you're traveling. Traveling is like how, which is equivalent to the transmission. Transmission ke liye na you travel. Harry, so what type of vehicle are you traveling? Are you using a car or bike or an aeroplane or else a train? So different speeds are there. Minimum mode దగ్గర పికినో, what is it? The latency. This will differ the speed of your transmission, how fast the data can travel. How the speed that you are traveling is there, like 30 kilometers per hour. Per hour. Okay, 30 kilometers per hour. ಮೇಗಡಿಗೆನಾಪಿ bandwidth ಕೇಳ bandwidth increase karan the data varying, but here and there you might have delays. 20 minutes delay. Okay, 20 minutes delay or 20 minutes traffic. Nattan delay. Sorry, this we called as the jitter. Sounds okay, Adil? Jitter is basically the delay, the lagging part of the network. Sounds okay? All good. Packets on the data. Packet tan data. Data tan another name for data is packet. Good, nice. Okay. Next thing is going to be multiplexing. As we said that broadband communication is capable of joining multiple signals or multiple channels with the technology called as what? Okay, they use a technology called as multiplexing. Using the technology called multiplexing, they are capable of combining multiple signal channels together. So the device that is capable of multiplexing. So what is multiplexing? Multiplexing is a technique used to combine and send multiple data stream over a single medium. This is a process of combining the data stream known as multiplexing. Think about multiplexing like this. Okay, so we have a luggage of things. So how you have a luggage, will say how you have packed it. Maybe cannot be multiplexing here. You have different, okay, dresses are there when you are about to travel. Let's assume අපි travel කරනකොට මෙන්න මේ වගේ විනාඩියක් දෙන්න. ඒ image එක නම් එන්නේ නැහැ. Oh, okay. We have a nice one. Okay, විනාඩියක් දෙන්නකෝ. Right. Mm, here. Ayyo, image. Baba. So this is like multiplexing. So multiplexing is you combine multiple things in the same suitcase. Different channels are there. These are some clothes are available. Here we have some shoes. Here we have some electronics. Here we might have books. Multiplexing is capable of joining multiple signal channels. Okay, these multiple signal channels can be data, TV, voice, okay, signals, commands. Nothing if you can come across as fax, then a fax ne. Okay, fax use කරන්න පුළුවන්. So most of the time මේ channels තුනම තමයි ගොඩක් එන්නේ. So different channels join කරලා 3G 4G and everything join it together and transmitting it, known as multiplexing. With this we can use one cable, we can use one suitcase to put all the items. With this technology, we are capable of putting all the signals together. So what is the device? Multiplexer. Multiplexer is a device which is capable of combining all the signal. So this is what able to do broadband communication. Broadband communication karanne meya hinda tamai. Okay, under multiplexing, we have three different types of multiplexing. Multiplexing is achieved called device called as a multiplexer, which combines n number of channels to a single output. Think about a scenario like this. We have a tower. Now, may tower rekata, we get connected. Who gets connected? All users get connected. So multiplexing hinda we can combine all the users. So channel lekak you connect to na metana tawa channel lekak connect to na metana tawa channel lekak connect to na metana tawa channel lekak connect to. So all different channels are being connected through this tower. So tower is capable of connecting all the different channels to a single tower. You join everything together, called as multiplexing. We have three different types of multiplexing: frequency division multiplexing. We have wave length division multiplexing. We have time division multiplexing. We have frequency division multiplexing. We have time division multiplexing and wavelength. Frequency division multiplexing used in analog signal. Wavelength division used for fiber optics. Time division is used for digital signals. So if you're combining digital signals together, time division. If you're combining analog signals together, frequency. If you're combining fiber optic signals together, wavelength division multiplexing. Sounds okay? Done. Make multiplexing. So making advantage we can use one cable and send multiple channel. How television wala we are capable of getting different channel. How FM wala tune karanda we are able to get different channel. Ekama tamai. A technology ek. FM radio wala tune karanda we do get it no. Same way. Right. Okay. So fiber optics mostly uses light. Okay. So fiber optics will stimulation wala wise balagandonna. Okay. So fiber optics if you wanted to see how fiber optics works and everything. Now example, okay, it uses a light to transmit data. So most of the time. Okay, ඒකේල ලයිට් එකක් තමයි යන්නේ. So how can I show it කියලා ගත්තොත් mostly අර මේක දැකලා තියෙනවද ඔයගලන්ට? අර normally in there is this kind of an කොහොමද ඔයගලන්ට කියන්නේ at certain musical shows වල ඔක්කොම තියෙනවනේ. There is a small டப்பா மாதிரி உண்டு இங்கே அதில் நிறைய சின்ன லைன் white color strips மாதிரி பிடிக்கும் நிறைய. Once you okay put yellow color, everything will become in yellow color. If it's green color, fully green color ஆகும். சும்மா hair மாதிரி very thin வெள்ளை கலர் ஆகிட்டு hair மாதிரி விடி மேலே விழி வந்திருக்கும். It's like a flower run மாதிரி. So எத்தனை லைட்டாக தாப்போம் fully tubing light no. ඒ වගේ தான் fiber. So fiber uses light to transmit data. So අපි ඕන image එකක් බලමු කොහොමද fiber optics ඇවිල්ලා the reaction it happens. We have a video for you. Totally. This one
is important in technology.
Okay.
You may have theater system that.
So fiber optics visual
all the way to the bottom. See here, the first.
See this one.
And then the second and the third. This
total internal reflection of the glass.
Here, propylene glycol and the boron are from New Jersey. The essence of how they
total internal reflection but any shape will do. Channeling
something like this. This is fiber
through them, and they can be bent or whatever, and they'll still channel that light. There is a certain radius if you bend from
30 degrees whatever Celsius degree bending radius.
But very effective, very important.
Good. So next one, let's see the differences between these three. Okay, under page number 101. So frequency division multiplexing, time division multiplexing, and wavelength. So the major differences, if you take it on the difference between these two, these three, if you come across frequency for analog, okay, wavelength for digital, sorry, fiber, and this is for digital. The capacity, the amount of bandwidth, analog it's poor. This is very good. Time division, this is very good, and this is good. Okay, in power consumption, if you take this is high power consumption, medium, and medium, low cost, high cost, medium. So frequency up use करने cost काटू हिंदा, but capacity low, high and very good, medium and good. So it's like fluctuate wala ya no. Good. Right. So let's get into the next one, the differences between these frequency division, okay, time division, and wavelength. So number one, we are moving on into the frequency division multiplexing. In here, you send different forms of frequency. Okay, these frequencies will be combined together and send it as a single channel. So in frequency division multiplexing, we transmit or we combine analog signals. It doesn't need to synchronize between the sender and the receiver. Large amount of signal can be transmitted simultaneously, problems due to crosstalk, mix of signal vendor polua, some occasions, less throughput, low bandwidth, frequency division, carrier waves for propagation, requires carrier waves, that is not modulated one, normal waves are needed, so less in terms of immune, okay, resistance are doing. Frequency division multiplexing. Okay, so the next one is going to be about time division multiplexing. In here, we send digital data bits. So different digital data will be joined together in time division multiplexing. The main motive is going to be what? Combining different digital units together. So all data computers, digital computers, make a combine karani. Good. And in wavelength division multiplexing wala, we will be joining mostly fiber optic channels. Mostly transmitters will be joined in together. Good. Right. So the differences balagamu easy to reconfig high security full duplex. Both the ways you can use this channel. Transmission is possible with high bandwidth. Okay, data, high data, Signal cannot very close proximity because we will be sending through total internal reflection. When signals goes through little bit closer, they might collide to each other. So puluantara, you avoid it. Okay, the presence of optical component increase the overall cost, high costly. Cost එක වැඩි, bandwidth එකත් වැඩි, obviously. Good. Reduce cost stock, mixing of signal, full utilization, TDM aren't complex as FDM. Cost to implement synchronizing is required in TDM. So synchronize के लिए both sender and the receiver should get synchronized. Else you will be not able to send and receive the data. Both the ends it must be synchronized. Perfect, done. So last part theoristic තමයි යන්නේ හැමින් කරගෙන යන ටිකක් okay. It's not that difficult. So can you explain what is MUX and DUX? Definitely. You pack things together. For an example, okay, let's take a scenario like a packing material. Okay, so we have different items. Okay, different items are there. I'll relate the real world scenario and an actual technical scenario also. So the question is, what is MUX and DMUX? Okay, MUX and DMUX multiplex in the mind. So we have some packs like shoes are there, electronic devices are there, and we do have clothes. Charia. So we take a bag and we put all these material into this. Lassanata pack karna. So you don't need. So metana pack kara, metana pack kara, and then metana pack kara. So the process of combining everything, putting everything into a single bag, is we call it as packing. Okay, packing. Right. Similarly, we have different channels. What are these channels? Channels in different frequencies. Okay, like FM channels. So we combine all FM channels together, and that technique is known as MUX, multiplexing. The opposite of multiplexing, you separate into different channels, is known as demultiplexing. So this is demultiplex. So unpacking everything is known as what? Demultiplexing. So again, you have the opposite. Got it? Then understood? Easy, simple. So multiplexing is a combination of combining all the signals together. Demultiplexing is the opposite one. In multiplexing, we join digital signal, analog signal, or fiber signals. Simple, no? Very good. Okay, about asking questions, I'm really happy that you guys actually is asking questions. Right, so let's get in. May part of the exam will teach questions. There's very low amount of questions. So let's get into the next one called as wide area technology. In wide area technology, we use internet as the biggest example as the wide area technology. In wide area technology, we will be using different technologies in internet. So wide area technology is basically the largest network, a network that is across different geographical location. So PAN, personal area network, local area network, metropolitan area network, and then we do have wide area network. The biggest example for wide area network is internet. So wide area network we use different but technologies. Let's see. A wide area network is a large geographical location across the public, usually owned by a service provider, more complicated than LAN, and then uses different technologies such as X.25, frame relay, ISDN, ATM killer, asynchronous transfer mode killer. Different wide area technologies are used. In wide area technology, there are three ways you can transmit data. Switching ke liye transmission. There are three different types of transmission. One is circuit switching, one is packet switching, and then message switching. Circuit switching, packet switching, and message switching. Circuit switching ke liye you send voice, packets on data, message on voice and data. In internet, you can send voice when you take a internet call, voice. If you search something, data. If you search and send voice both together, message switching. How circuit switching take place? It is originated by the old public switch telephone network, that is the cable connection. Okay, well suitable for analog signal. So voice analog, right? It has only three space. You establish the call, transfer the call, connect the call. You make the call, that is establish, you talk, that is transfer, you cut the call, that is disconnect. Must have switching capabilities and channel capacities, must have intelligence to working on routing, develop for voice traffic. So circuit switching is one of such transmission technique used in wide area network. So wide area network uses different transmission techniques, how to send and receive. There are three types of techniques are there: circuit, packet and message. Circuit can use in voice. Coming to the next one, you do have what? Okay, we do have the next one called as packet switching. In packet switching, we send what? Data as small blocks, box 1. Each packet contain a portion of your data. Packet receive in different orders and reach the destination. Let's see the differences between voice and data. For data, do you need a call setup? Voice data. Voice has a dedicated path. Here it can take different route to send different routes. Pocket follow in each same route? Yes. Different route. Arrive in order? Yes. It doesn't arrive in order. Bandwidth availability? No, it does bandwidth available. You can select in different bandwidth. Is the communication transparent? Yes. Here it is not transparent. Is it visible where the communication happens? How do they charge? Per minute, or per second, per MB or per GB. That's how they transfer us. Good. So in voice communication, you do get charged per minute package, not per second package. But if you're using data, they charge based on per MB or per GB. So 20 MB, 30 MB, 50 MB, 10 GB, 1 GB, hima. Okay, and then we do have two services in where in this thing. Okay, packet switching one is datagram and virtual circuit. Virtual circuit and datagram so here this is a dedicated line. Virtual circuit datagram ke shared line. So we all users, now we all are using data connection. We all are using datagram data connection. So we are using internet, that is wide area network. Right now we are sending data, voice and data. So we are using message switching. Okay, we are also using packet switching. Packet switching, okay, there are two services, datagram and virtual circuit. Datagram ki shared line nekak, shared connection. Virtual circuit ke liye dedicated line nekak. Okay, so let me give you an image of that. It's better if I drew it. Okay, so in virtual circuit, in the world of internet, to connect the sender and the receiver, we have a dedicated path. So this is highly reliable. Very cost taker, very bandwidth taker, very. But datagram is shared. So in that shared network, we all are using the datagram service. There are a lot of different routers are there. So we can take any path and reach the destination. So there is no dedicated. So make a reliability adui. Cost takat adui because we are sharing. Bandwidth takat adui. So this is a shared connection, that is a dedicated connection. So internet we are using a shared line. Internet there are also dedicated lines of Tino. Okay, dialogue lage dedicated lines also we can purchase it. SLT dedicated network. SLT lage dedicated network that is only given for business line. Okay, They give a speed of 10 GB per second, both upload and download. Optimized delay, okay, reliability, high assurance, benefit for the. So let's see the cost. Cost dedicated line they have not published the internet because depending on the packages, I think. Okay. Monadiki and Vinas Ati. Good. But you do get a speed of 10 GB per second. Think about you get a speed of 10 GB per dedicated speed. It is mainly given for business line. Have a part expensive. Okay, this is a dedicated line. Well, internet connection dedicated line a virtual circuit. You have a dedicated path and that is like a private road there. Okay. Okay, good. Perfect. Nice. We don't have the paper class today, Raja. Tomorrow we do have it. Okay. Then the last one is the structure of a PSTN network. Okay. Public switch telephone network. Okay. We have a structure, how they are being connected, how the communication are being taken, established when they let's have a diagram for this also. It's also an extra note for you. Good. So PSTN network එක තමයි මෙන්න මේ telephone line network එක කියලා කියන්නේ. The local exchange network එක. So through the phone calls or analog calls, we connect to this existing telephone network. That is this cable connection. Good. And then you go to the PSTN gateway and PBX, public switch exchange. Public exchange එක PBX කියලා කියන public exchange එකක් PBX එකේ මම ඔයගලන්ට තව full එකක් යවන්න හොඳ එකක් යවන්න. That is the phone exchange which allows you to connect multiple telephone lines. Okay, that is PBX, public business exchange කියලා කියනවා නැත්නම් branch exchange කියලා කියනවා. This is allow you to connect it, like for an example, like a hotline connection. Okay, hotline connection එකක් තමයි මේක. SLT lage dialogue lage. Now for an example, if you take the call to a dialogue customer service, the line is always working because they have a PBX. PBX again, they reroute and give it for different telephone lines. That's what we have. PBX, public branch exchange, a hotline service. So we have a PBX, we do have the local exchange. So when you make a normal call, okay, it goes to the local exchange that is within city limits. Okay, that is the local exchange. Put that in local exchange for example pennanna PST. මෙන්න මේ වගේ එක ලයින් එකක්. ඒකට කොහෙද තියෙන්නේ ඉමේජ් එකක් ගමු. Sri Lanka එක තියෙන්නේ PBX. Road වලදී okay. Trying to එකක් පේන්න නෑනේ. මෙන්න මේ වගේ තමයි තියෙන්නේ. SLT ලගේ තියෙනවා line telephone exchange එකක්. මේ වගේ ලොකු එකක් නෙමෙයි. නිකන් පොඩි වගේ එකක් තියෙන්නේ. Nowadays නම් මේ වගේ එකක් මේ තියෙන්නේ. මේකට තමයි local exchange කියලා කියන්නේ. Nowadays we even have very small one telephone exchange වල පොඩිත් තියෙනවා. ඒක within that area වලට ගහන්න වගේම වෙනම තියෙනවා PABX කියලා exchange lines තියෙනවා which you can connect multiple lines together. Right, so make it city limits. From there, if the call goes to an international, so it goes to the international gateway. So it goes to toll or transit switch within beyond the paid connection. These are like business lines. Then tandem exchange office other city. Other city වලට යනවා නම් ඒක reroute කරනවා. So here තමයි they have divided note 81, note 11. Now note 81 කියලා කියන්නේ Kandy, note 11 කියලා කියන්නේ Colombo. So how do they have divided? Using this junction exchange. So you make a phone call, it goes to the local exchange like this. This is the local exchange. Methane, it reroutes it either to the international gateway or to a business line or to other cities. Now other cities are Kandy note 81, Colombo note 11. Anyone who are from Matale or Kurunagala, any other city, you all know the country's telephone line code they don't know the Katari. Can you tell me any other city? I know only these, can't remember. Note 62 Kurnagal, any people who are from Kurnagal or Nuwaraliya or Gaul, Kaura innawada? Apart from Kandy and Colombo people in our class, do we have any others? Innawada. Mm-hmm. Do we have any other people, Bolo? Okay, so we have note 60. Note 60 inga 036 kohida Golla Avisavilla. Okay, Avisavilla line nigga name Gampa, I think. Okay, so make it different district code and codes. So this is how PST network. These are all extra notes for you all. Okay, for a reference. Okay, so that's under the entire lesson on networking. Okay, so next week we have to go through the past papers. Physical class students, lot make sure you all complete on the past papers in there. So networking hybrid da poma taggala dawas dekking ಇವರ ಕರಗන්න පුළුවන් වුණා because we are able to finish it off soon. So that comes to the end of our session. Physical class students, make sure you all go through the past papers, api information system as soon as possible. Patangamu, there will be an exam for you all too. On the other hand, okay, go through the notes. If you are having doubts or anything, let me know. Next week we are having the paper series. Until then, good night. Assalamu alaikum. Take care and bye bye to all of you all.